September 29, 2009. Balancing Act May Help Division II Define Itself by Katie Thomas. University presidents in Division II of the National Collegiate Athletic Association sometimes joke that they experience ticker envy, a yearning for the visibility that comes with a spot on the ESPN ticker. For years, colleges and universities in Division II were defined by what they were not. They were not Division I, with its outsized athletics budget and national news media attention. They were not Division III, with its reputation for rigorous academics and a ban on athletic scholarships. "We didn't know who we were," said Chuck Ambrose, the president of Pfeiffer University in North Carolina and a former chairman of the Division II President's Council. "We didn't know where we were headed. We suffered from a middle child syndrome." Now, members of Division II say they hope they have found their niche by offering a haven from the kind of big-time college athletics that are increasingly seen as overly commercial and exploitative. Under a proposal expected to be approved at the NCAA convention in January, Division II members plan to shorten the seasons in 10 sports, as well as cut back practice time in football. Supporters say the move sets Division II apart by heading in the opposite direction of Division I, which in recent years has lengthened the football season and has allowed basketball teams to play more games. Trimming seasons will ease the stress on students by having them miss fewer classes and giving them more time to participate in campus life. But skeptics say the cuts are motivated by the desire to cut finances. "I think it's 95% fueled by the economy," said Kelly Higgins, the athletics director at Fort Lewis College in Colorado. Higgins is concerned that the loss of home basketball games and the thousands of dollars in revenue they bring will negate potential savings. In addition to reducing the number of competitions in basketball, soccer, baseball, and other sports, the proposal would also reduce the seasons in 4 sports by allowing students to report to school about a week later than they currently do. Football would not lose any games, but players would begin their preseason practice 1 week later. The proposal would also establish a week-long dead period around Christmas in which athletes could not participate in practices or games. Division I is also considering schedule cuts, although they are more limited. A proposal sponsored by the Atlantic Coast Conference would cut 1 game from the women's basketball season, and a similar proposal is in the works for men's basketball, although it first must be reviewed by Division I's Board of Directors. Bob Fortosis, the athletics director at Eckerd College in Florida and a member of the Division II Management Council, acknowledged that the Division II proposal was rooted in a desire to cut costs, but that the motivation was also to give students more time on campus. Division II's effort to redefine itself dates to the summer of 2005, when about 150 university presidents and chancellors met in Orlando, Florida, to discuss why several members were leaving for Division I. They hired a marketing expert, devised a slogan, "I chose Division II," and wrote a positioning platform focused on highlighting the balance that Division II offered between athletics and academics. "There's some authenticity to what's happening in Division II that you may not see at some universities," said Tim Selgo, the athletics director at Grand Valley State in Michigan and the chairman of the Division II Management Council. "Yes, we play highly competitive athletics, but we don't want our student athletes' time consumed by their intercollegiate athletic experience." Even so, Division II athletes spend nearly as much time playing sports as their counterparts in Division I, according to a 2006 NCAA survey of athletes. While Division I men's basketball players spent an average of 36.8 hours per week on athletic activities, for example, their counterparts in Division II spent 35 hours a week on the same activities. In football, Division II players spent more time on athletics, an average of 37.1 hours a week, compared to the 35.3 hours by Division I players in the football championship subdivision. The Division I football bowl subdivision, however, logs 44.8 hours a week. That commitment did not surprise Ronnie Nelson, a running back at Georgia's Valdosta State University, the 2007 Division II national champions. I think that it's all the same, he said. Football is football. Nelson's path to Valdosta was not as simple as the division's slogan implies. A star quarterback from Albany, Georgia, Nelson said he spoke to several Division I universities, but that interest waned after he tore his anterior cruciate ligament in his senior year. In the end, Nelson decided to attend Valdosta because it was close to home and they win a lot. The decision was more straightforward for Matty Dickinson, a junior goalkeeper at Seattle Pacific University, the 2008 Division II soccer champions. D1 has a great reputation, and it would be great to play there, but it definitely wasn't what I was about, said Dickinson, who is from Vancouver, Washington, a 3-hour drive from Seattle. It was about where I was comfortable and where home was. Like every division of the NCAA, Division II has seen its numbers grow in the past decade as institutions migrated from the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, a body similar to the NCAA, and as some Division III universities moved to Division II. Between 2000 and 2009, membership in Division II grew to 288 active members from 264, a 9% increase. However, during the same period, several Division II members moved to Division I, which has grown 5% since 2000. That number is considered artificially low because during that period, Division I issued 2 moratoria on new members. The University of Northern Colorado moved to Division I after an analysis revealed that the university was spending nearly as much on sports as comparable Division I universities. Division II status tends to kind of feed into that sense of being almost second class, said Kay Norton, the university president. I think there's a connection, I really do. This year's freshman class was 6% larger than in 2007, the year the university became a full member of Division I. Officials say many factors contribute to enrollment, but we do have a higher profile, Norton said. Norton said she saw Division II's rebranding efforts as positive, but when asked whether perceptions had shifted, she said, "Not yet."